All right. Well, welcome everyone to Frequency Soul Collective Monday night focus group. Beck McQuilty here. I have been back from the States now for a couple of weeks, and to be honest, I found it really kind of challenging to work my way back into my everyday life. I'm not going to lie. So I decided that anytime a new season comes, or I'm coming back from an overseas vacation or anything like that, I always find is a really great opportunity to shift into new habits. And the first ones that I shifted back into when I got home were probably not so advantageous. So I thought, okay, I need to shift my mindset and all of the things to really what I want to be doing and bring in abundance. So my Solex side of the business is I've got that pretty honed in as to the direction and everything of where I want it to go to. But in my personal business, the other side of what I do, I was really feeling, and I'm just being completely honest, a real lack of purpose, a real lack of drive, and a real distant energy from it as to what I should really be doing. So I thought, what am I going to do and how am I going to shift it? So I dropped in and really listened to my guidance. My guidance told me to really sit back with it and just listen to what come in. But at the same time, on the other aspect of that, start taking some really serious action from an abundance perspective and just allow it to kind of fall into place. So I wanted to share that with you because in the doing of that, guidance gave me very clearly the path of where I need to be taking that aspect of my business and the Solex business as well, which I'm very, very grateful for. But I wanted to share with you what it is that I've been doing in that space to kind of get to where I'm sitting at the moment. The first thing is really shifting into good habits. I don't know if many of you have Spotify. I'm guessing a lot of you do. But Spotify now have Audible books. So I started listening to Audible books. I do read in inverted commas when I can be kind of bothered, which is not very often. So I much prefer Audible books these days. I still feel like I have a bit of PTSD from being forced to read a book a month for 12 months back in my old business. And I don't say forced, I mean, had the choice, but I chose to participate and it wasn't a good thing. So I haven't really read a lot since then. So being able to listen to Audible books has actually been really amazing. And I've listened to a couple. The one I'm listening to at the moment is funny because I actually do have it in a hardcover and I still haven't read it. So thought what an opportunity to actually get into this. And it's called Atomic Habits. So I would love you to drop in the chat if you have read or listened to that book before, Atomic Habits. But I don't know if you didn't know that Spotify now have audiobooks. It's literally up in the top right-hand corner. And there are so many books in there. But yeah, Atomic Habits by James Clear. And I've always known about this book. Paige has read it. Yes, awesome. Yeah, that's so cool. I've known about this book. It's been in my awareness for a really long time. And I knew that it talked about, changing 1% of things as you go. And as I say, my mindset, and it's 100% just on me, when I came back wasn't in the best place. And I was like, I really need to make some shifts and changes here. So I started I actually listened to a different book before this. So I've already finished one book, and it's actually something my daughter and I have been doing together. So I've been doing a lot more of connected and just being present with the people that I'm with at the time, which has been really nice. Being away from my phone a lot more until you accidentally press live on TikTok. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. And really dropping in and allowing myself the time off. And it's one thing that actually he talks about in this book that I wanted to share with you because I feel like it's really relevant to the business that we do, is that because a lot of us work from our phones and it's kind of like a mobile business, we really have the opportunity to do it anywhere. And so if you start to do your business everywhere, sounds bad, doesn't it? Let's say you're sitting on the lounge and you're watching TV and you are messaging back and forth to team members or, whatever the case may be, then that doesn't become your lounge room and your resting space now. It all of a sudden becomes your workspace. Or if you're in bed and you're messaging your team members, or you're messaging in the chat, or you're doing a post about business, or whatever it is in regards to your business in bed, then your resting space and your bed, which is actually, you know, designed for your sleeping, then becomes another workspace. And that was one thing I took away from the book today that I absolutely loved, was allow your different spaces to be what they are. So for example, if you have an office, do your work in your office. Don't do it in the lounge room and the kitchen and the bedroom and all the places. Have separate places for that. And I really loved the idea of even just making that shift. Just, you know, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time is what always keeps coming to me. It's the theme of the month, I'm pretty sure, because it's just bit by bit by bit. And there is so much in this book. But I'm also a very firm believer that it's one thing to listen or read a book, but it's what you actually take away from it and implement into it. It's the same as these trainings. You can jump on and do all the non-income producing activities, because that's what this is tonight, right? This is a non-income producing activity. We're literally learning, but it's what we take away from this and then implement into our business and the doing part that is actually going to have the result. So one of the things in the shift of me getting myself out of my own way, if I'm honest, was that listening to an audiobook. So that's one thing. And that's one habit that I've shifted. The next thing was gratitude. And showing gratitude, I actually really need to, it's not that I'm not grateful, but I actually like to be able to sit down and focus and be really mindful about what it is that I'm really grateful for. So I have this book that I write in every night. So I don't journal. I'm not that way inclined, but you can certainly journal if you are. And it asks me a number of questions. One is, how did I look after myself in self-care today? The next one is, what am I grateful for? Like, what went really well for me today? And then it says, give me one word for the day. So you could just do this in a notebook or a journal. You don't have to have the specific book. And so it's, the idea of it is to really focus on the positive aspects of your day. And then it asks you, what are you looking forward to tomorrow? And then it asks you, why are you looking forward to that? And I think that that's really cool to have that focus on the gratitude side of it. You know, this book that I was listening to, the audio book before this one, was called The Resilience Project. There you go. I remembered. And it's an Aussie guy. He's actually really cool. And Addie and I were listening to it together. And he was talking about this little boy over in India who had nothing, you know, like he really had nothing. And he was so grateful. Yes, I can definitely put those questions in the group. I will do that, Gina, for sure. And I'll actually grab my book so I know exactly what they were. So I will do that. And this little Indian boy, he was like, they would get plain rice for lunch, a like minimal amount. And he was always so happy. And Hugh, the author of this book, because he went and worked as a teacher over in India, he used to study this kid and he would be like, you know, why is this kid so happy? Like, this kid has nothing. Like, their playground was broken chains that used to be a swing, and the kids used to swing off the chains, like, and he would be happy. And Hugh would say, you know, what are you happy about today, mate? You know, and he would point to something and he would go, dis. So Hugh started this dis challenge, DIS, because this little boy couldn't say this. And the dis challenge was, in a 24-hour period, every time you had something to be grateful for, or you saw something to be grateful for, you would say dis. And so Addison and I did that for, well, actually, we didn't just do it for 24 hours. Like, we were sitting down together on, I think it was maybe Saturday night. Ryan had been away. He's been over in Perth actually, shooting the Nationals. For those who don't know, he's a pistol shooter, just to clarify. And he actually just returned home last night. But what we love to do when he's not here is eat all the things that he doesn't eat. And that's not a lot, but seafood and lamb is one of them. So we made king prawn rice paper rolls, and I had some music going in the background, and we're chatting and we're making up jokes, and I'm rolling my rice paper rolls, and I look at her and I go, "This," and she just had the biggest smile on her face, because she knew that is exactly that. I was so grateful for just having that moment with her. So maybe that's something that you guys can do in the next coming week, is let's, maybe I could do a live in Frequency Soul Collective maybe, and we could put all our dis moments in there, so that, it's just really what you focus on grows, right? Because my mindset, coming back from the States, as much as I had everything to be grateful for, don't worry about that. But my mindset wasn't right. And so once I shifted it to the things I'm really grateful for and all the things that are amazing in my life, which I have so much to be grateful for, things in my mindset really started to shift. And when your mindset shifts, your perspective on things changes. And that's what's really important. So tonight I wanted to talk to you about this next 3 months that we're moving into. Well, actually 2.5 now. We're only 3 weeks out from Day of Discovery Australia, and I cannot wait to see so many of you are coming along, and I cannot wait for that. And if you don't have your tickets, I think there might be like 2 or 3 tickets left. You can jump on your back office. It's the 10th and 11th of November. Please do not miss it. I think you will really, kick yourself if you're not coming. Please be there. And you'll be able to surround yourself in such incredible energy. And this is how we're going to finish this last part of 2023. Like, we don't want to be getting to the end of the year and going, "Oh, I wish I had have done this," or "I wish I had have done that." I can say for myself, like right now, there is not one thing that I haven't achieved that I set out for 2023. But it doesn't mean that as much as I would like to kick back and relax, and that was the story I gave myself when I came back from the States I was going to do, there is so much that I want to achieve. But with ease and with calm and with resting, which Jo Denning will probably fall off her chair as I say that, because those of you who know me well know I don't rest well. But I want to change that story. It's not something that, I want to wear as a label that I'm always busy 24/7. I want to take time out and time off and rest and allow my body that calm. I think it's wondered what the heck's going on in this last week. I've had a lot of try to have chill time. My body's like, "What the heck are you doing?" But that doesn't mean to say that I can't achieve what I want to achieve for the rest of this year of 2023. So I would ask you to really drop into what is it within your goals that you're wanting to achieve for you for the rest of this year. And it could be that it might be about setting yourself up for 2024, because when you're doing the work, and we know that it doesn't always show straight away, but when you're doing the work, let me tell you, it always comes into fruition when you're in continual momentum. And it's only when you stop that things will shift and change. So you want to make sure that you keep moving. And so if you want 2024 to be a really big year for you, and I know that it's going to be for so many of us, I can feel the energy behind it already. It is going to be massive. I know that I have to do the groundwork and start that momentum now, because if you want to run up a really big hill, you can't take a short run up, and I'm sure that you would agree. So really feel into and drop into what it is that you're wanting to achieve in your Solex business predominantly for the rest of this year. And it could be that you might be reasonably new and you'd like to bring on 3 people so that you have your subscription paid for. That's always a really good goal. But it could be that you are almost at your next qualifying rank, or whatever the case may be, or you're wanting to help your team, or you're wanting to strategize. And I'm always happy to jump on a call for anyone who's willing to do the work. But that in mind, I would love each of you to now create a I am statements for your goals for the rest of this year to put into MindSync. So has everybody seen MindSync before? Just drop it into the chat. I'll open the chat up so I can see. Just drop in yes if you have seen MindSync before. Drop a emoji of some description in if you've used it. Yeah, I'm with Angela. I'm not much of a reader either. I love the audiobooks. Yep, so Atomic Habits by, what did I say his name was? James Clear is his name, Manda. You can share those questions. Yes, sure have. Beautiful. Used it. Awesome. Oh, yes. Belle told me about that, Amanda. That is so amazing. I love that these girls got together, and not only did they do their goals, they did a balance on each other, and they did their mind sync. Like, that is awesome. I love that so much. So this is your opportunity to have a bit of a play with it. And I know that some of you may have seen it, may not have used it. But this is your opportunity to really drop into what it is that you're wanting to achieve. So I'm going to share my screen with you. And as you can see here, can everyone see my screen okay? Just give me a thumbs up. Yep, beautiful. As you can see here, MindSync is at the bottom. So I personally have had a few challenges with the pre-scripted ones. I feel like they go a little too fast for me. So I like to articulate my words probably a bit slower. The Americans would disagree with me. They think I talk very fast. Poor DJ had to interpret half of the things that I was saying as we went along. That's okay. So I choose to use the 60-second custom one, and that's the one we're actually going to be using tonight. So I'm going to give you all just a few minutes. And what I would love you to feel into when you are writing an affirmation, your I am statements. I don't think mine are in here in my office. I think I've got them out I've got that many notebooks going on. It's a bit crazy. It's in my other notebook. I'm going to go and grab it whilst you're writing yours, and I'll share mine with you. And then you can, what you write down tonight is not in concrete. It's just to have a play with. So let's say you want to go bronze or silver or gold or whatever, and let's say it's a rank. Then the words will be, I am a bronze distributor with Solex by December 2023. It could be about abundance. I am abundant. I attract money, or I am a money magnet. There are so many different ones around financial freedom. It could be about releasing money blocks, limits. I wouldn't say blocks. We try not to use sort of the negative word. It could be that you want to add in there something about your health. So it doesn't just have to be one thing. We like to try and stick with a similar theme, but if you want to add something in there about your health, you can as well. So I would recommend maybe writing out 10 to 15 statements, and then we will see how far you get through them within that 60-second time frame. So I'm going to just mute myself for just a couple of minutes whilst I give you all that time to literally take the time to write that down. So once you have finished yours, and there's no rush, but once you have finished, I would love for you just to write one of your affirmations in the chat. I have a very sad puppy on my lap at the moment. She had a little procedure today, so she's not very happy. So I might read mine out because it might give you some ideas. So mine is all around abundance and what I'm wanting to bring in. So mine are: I am worthy of wealth and success. I am loving. I am lovable. Attracting money comes easily to me. I am positive. I attract positive relationships into my life. And the reason I wrote that, because it's one thing to be abundant, but you don't want to just be abundant and have crappy energy coming in. So I wanted to be very clear about what I'm creating with the relationships that I'm allowing into my awareness. I am abundant. There are no limits to what I can and will achieve. I deserve to make an abundance of money, because there's things that come in around worthiness and deserving for a lot of us when it comes to abundance. So using the words, I am worthy of wealth and success, and the I deserve to make an abundance of money is about the deserving. I am a money magnet. I am open to receiving an abundant flow of money daily. So I was very clear on being open to receiving the abundant flow. And I was very specific about it being daily. Because if you were just to say, I am open to receiving an abundant flow of money, that could be anytime, but we want it, well, I do, daily. I always have enough money. So just knowing that I always have enough no matter what. I handle massive success with ease, because as you become more abundant, you don't want ego dropping in and, having its say. You want to be able to grow financially, but spiritually as well. Well, I do. I release all resistance to attracting money. So that's all about obviously releasing resistance. The more I focus on joy, the more money I make. And I really loved that, because then it actually takes the focus off the money and it actually brings focus to joy and happiness, which is the ultimate goal for me, is just to be abundantly happy and joyful. So I love that it's the more I focus on joy, the more money I make. I attract money happily into my life. So they are the ones that I did. And then I recorded them and then I emailed them to myself. So just jot yours in, because you might be able to use ideas from other people as well, which is really cool. I might read some of them out as I go. My chat's not working properly. Okay. I am a queen goddess, queen of the sisterhood protector. I am a Solex leader and builder. I am a money magnet and abundant in all areas of my life. Just make sure you're talking about I am an achiever of my goals and vision. I am a medicine woman. The next one is, I radiate positive, vibrant energy. Beautiful. I am strong and confident, knowing that my true self will flow through me as I speak. Beautiful. I am so vibrationally aligned that everything just falls into place for me. That's so good. I am a magnet for successful, ambitious women who are open to new opportunities and innovation in the wellness space. I love that. And that is such beautiful clarity. I am worthy of being a money magnet. Awesome. I am grateful for the AO scanner to help serve humanity. Beautiful. I am in divine order for myself. I love this. This is so good. So drop yours in there as you're finishing your I am statements. And then as soon as we're off this call this evening, I would really encourage you to go and record that. So let me show you, for those of you who haven't seen how to do this before, I'm going to do this for you now. And then I'm just going to show you how to send it to yourself. So all that we're going to do is press record custom affirmation. I am worthy of wealth and success. I am loving. I am lovable. Attracting money comes easily to me. I attract positive relationships into my life. I am abundant. There are no limits to what I can and will achieve. I deserve to make an abundance of money. I am a money magnet. I am open to receiving an abundant flow of money daily. I always have enough money. I handle massive success with ease. I release all resistance to attracting money. The more I focus on joy, the more money I make. I attract money happily into my life. And then I just stop it, right? So you don't have to do the whole amount of time. You might do a little bit less. It doesn't really matter. And then what I'm going to do is choose which one of these background musics that I'm wanting to go with it. I actually am not very specific about that. I don't really mind. And then when you're listening to it, you can choose low, medium, or high hertz. It really depends on you as a person as to what you prefer when you're listening to it, and you'll know the difference when you hear it. And then just know you can play here with turning the music down a little bit. You want to make sure that you can, Lauren explains it, that when you can hear your voice, like almost in the middle of your head, that's how he explains it. So you can play with the music being down, the voice being higher. And then if you're doing it straight away and you're just doing it that once and you want to record them daily, because it is powerful to say them out loud, you can do that. Put your headphones in and then just press play. But then you also have the option here to hit the little envelope, and to which I'm going to send it to myself. And then the MP3 file is on your email. Put your headphones in that are connected to your phone, and you can listen to that as often as you would like to. I have committed to an absolute minimum of once a day listening to my my Mind Sync, and I would really encourage and recommend that you guys do the same. And then, so that is our call to action tonight, is to listen to, once you've recorded this, which you'll do as soon as you're off the call, play that to yourself every single day. And then I would love for you to put your testimonial in our Frequency Soul Collective customer group, because the more testimonials we get, you know, the more people can actually see that this really works. You know, what if it's someone out there who has goals that, you know, they don't even know are achievable, but they see, and it can inspire them to reach for their goals. Like, how incredible is that? So I would really encourage everyone to do that. And then next Monday, we're going to catch up on the call, and I would love to ask for feedback from everybody as to how they have gone. So does anybody have any questions? Any questions? No? Beautiful. So lots of homework for tonight, but that's pretty cool. It's cool homework, and I really feel like it's going to help you from a mindset perspective, really shifting into this last quarter of the year. So that is awesome that you guys have joined me tonight. Thank you so much. For those of you in our Frequency Soul Collective leadership group. We are going to be getting on our leadership call in just a few minutes. So I will log off for now, and I will see everyone who is coming back on that call in 5. So I'm going to stop recording.